Hi, and welcome to Spotlight on the Arts. I'm theater critic Jay Handelman, and I'm with dance critic Carrie Seaman, and we're going to go through some of the events that we're looking forward to in the coming week. So, Carrie, why don't you get us started?
Well, this week the ballet has what I think is one of the strongest programs of their season. For those who didn't get up to Jacob's Pillow last summer when they debuted their resident choreographer Riccardo Graziano's newest work, which is called In a State of Weightlessness. That'll be shown here for the first time in Sarasota. So there are many people looking forward to seeing that. And in fact, they had to add an extra show because there's so much interest. They'll also be doing, as a company premiere, a ballet called Emeralds, which is part of George Balanchine's longer ballet of 3 parts called Jewels. And they'll also be reprising a wonderful historical ballet called The Rake's Progress, which is based on a series of paintings by William Hogarth about a young man named Thomas Rakewell, who's kind of a son of a wealthy merchant and a spendthrift who comes to no good end after blowing through all of his father's money. So it's a really strong program, a lot of variety, and I think a lot of people are really looking forward to that.
Now, do you know how many pieces Riccardo has choreographed now?
This will be, well, he's done 7 or 8. 6 of them, I think, have been for the company. A couple have been for the company's school. But, of course, Riccardo Graziano is a principal dancer with the company as well and has just really come on as a choreographer in the last few years.
And from what I understand, those tickets are very hard to come by, even the extra performance.
I think everything is sold out except the Monday matinee performance. But, yeah, if you have any interest, I would get online right away for that.
That's good for them. And I'm sure tickets are going to be hard to get as well at the Sarasota Opera for Aida, which opens the company's new season on Saturday. And it's the first production of Aida, the Verdi opera, one of the most popular in the world, but the company has not been able to produce it until now, or until a few years ago when they expanded the Opera House and the orchestra pit. It's going to be the biggest production that's ever been done at the Sarasota Opera. More musicians, more on stage, the dancers, chorus members, and we have about 100 people on stage at one point during the triumphal march scene. And this is the production that's going to help bring a close to the 28-year Verdi cycle that the opera has been doing. There'll be one opera at the end of the season called The Battle of Legnano, which will close the season. And in between, there's Mozart's Così fan tutte and Beethoven's only opera Fidelio. But I know a lot of people are looking forward to Aida because it's never been done and everybody wants to see it. And if you think there are elephants, there are no elephants. Yeah. So, but come hear the music.
And then after the Verdi cycle's over, Maestro Victor Dorenzi goes into a mourning period, correct?
Well, I don't think so. He is one of the world's biggest Verdi fans. But I'm sure they're going to be launching some new projects, and nothing as extensive as that, but there's going to be plenty for them to produce in the coming seasons after this.
Okay.
So what else we got?
Also this weekend we have the 2nd annual Glass Art Week in Sarasota. It's apparently southwestern Florida is becoming a hotbed for glass art. And a number of organizations, the Longboat Key Center, the Ringling College, the Ringling Museum, and the local Contemporary Art Gallery, Alfstead, and Contemporary are collaborating on this week. There are shows, there are lectures. There's an artist at Alfstead by the name of Michael Taylor who does really interesting geometrical glass art that will be part of that weekend. So for glass fans, it'll be a big weekend.
And even beyond that, I know that there's a lot of glass on display with exhibits and special buildings at the Ringling Museum and at Ringling College, and so there's plenty of glass to see year-round.
Correct.
This weekend, backstage at the Players, it's a little studio space and behind the main stage of the Players Theater. They're opening Love, Loss, and What I Wore, which is a play by Nora and Delia Ephron, based on a novel. And it's about a group of women, 6 women, talking about their lives and associating all the things that happened to them, dates, marriages, deaths, romances that went wrong, with the clothes that they were wearing. It's a light comedy with some dramatic moments and some emotion. The Oslo did it a few years ago, and so that's going to be running for the next few weekends, backstage at the Players.
Well, for those people who are interested in dance that's perhaps a little less refined than what the ballet is offering, the Dancing with the Stars tour will be coming to the Van Wezel Friday night. Most people are familiar with the long-running ABC television show that puts professional dancers with amateur dancers to compete. In the tour, it's largely professional dancers. Their token amateur dancer on this tour is Alex Garlatos, who happens to be one of the young men who helped stop the terrorist attack on the Belgian train last year. And there aren't any of the really big name people from the show. For example, bad boy Max Schmerkowski is not going to be there, but his brother Val will be part of the show. So anyway, I happen to know the VIP tickets are all sold out, but I believe there are still tickets for the rest of the show.
And you judged this last year, didn't you?
That was another variation on the tour, yeah, and perhaps they changed it because they didn't care for my judging last year.
And finally, we're going to talk a little bit about the Sarasolo Festival, which comes to an end this weekend at the Crocker Memorial Church. I went to 5 of the shows last weekend, and Carrie went to 1 dance piece, so we saw 6 of the 8 shows together. Well, between us,
separately.
We saw 6. I didn't see the dance shows. But it's a great eclectic mix of people, styles, cabaret, drama. This weekend, local actress Jenny Aldridge is going to be doing a play about Lillian Hellman. Lynn Burnfield, who does a podcast in the area, interviews a lot of local artists, is doing a new autobiographical show. There's a play about Karl Marx's wife, and there's some music and some original things that are going to be happening. There are 4 shows on Saturday and 4 more shows on Sunday, and it's all at the Crocker Memorial Church.
And I think eclectic is the right word for that festival. I went to the dance event last week, and there were 6 different dance solos, and there were some real pleasant surprises.
That's good. Yeah, you just don't know what you're going to find. Some of the shows did really well, and some of them were half empty, or half full, I guess is a better way to look at it, because there are a bunch of people who are brave enough to just try something different.
Get out there and go solo.
You just never know what you're going to find.
Yeah. So for more information on all of these events and other events happening around town this weekend, you can go to ticketsarasota.com or pick up the Sunday Herald-Tribune Arts section.
Thanks.
Thanks.